Hello, Grots and Gits. I am freaking pumped. This is awesome. Games Workshop has actually delivered a beautiful Christmas gift to all of you disgusting, unwashed Nurgle followers out there. Just a reminder, showers still matter in real life, people. Okay, let's go. Basically, here's my thoughts, guys. We're going to get a new detachment every single day for this entire month. All right. Might not be every single day, but we're getting a new detachment for every single faction at least. It looks like Games Workshop will be delivering one every single day. So I'm going to have some content to cover the next month, so make sure you guys stay tuned. So let's break this down. This is new Death Guard, and this is amazing. If every single new detachment we come out is even like 75% of this, we are going to love Games Workshop so much because they're giving us crazy new ways to play the game. And some people might not like this, but you're lunatics because this is an amazing, real new way to play Death Guard. That's going to give you very, very new options that are actually really darn good. So let's just break into this. The first thing that you're going to notice is that with a new detachment, you're going to lose your old detachment rules. And it's just because a few people are a little confused by what was the army rule or the detachment rule for Death Guard. The detachment rule was the thing that gave you the special contagions. So the -1 weapon skill, -1 blitz skill 1, or the -1 save 1, or the -1 to your leadership /OC 1. Those are what's going to disappear. It's also what gave sticky objectives. So that is what disappears. Now we're getting, you still have the contagion range because that was your army rule, okay? So now we are getting a new detachment rule for the Flyblown host. And this detachment rule is actually really dang sick. Let me actually, I'm going to maximize this just a little bit, just so I can make this a little bit larger on my screen for all of you. So the new detachment rule is going to be Death Guard infantry units from your army that are not embarked within a transfer have scouts 5 and stealth. And remember, they did fix the wording on scouts. So even if your infantry only moves 4, you can still go the full 5 with your scout move. This opens up a actual real deal full Terminator army for Death Guard. Suddenly your Blight Lords get a 5-inch scout move, and then suddenly your Death Shroud, of course, you're probably going to start some of them in Deep Strike still. And they have stealth. Stealth is what infantry armies need because once you have stealth with a lot of your units, at least all of the Death Shroud, you're going to be -1 to be hit and -1 to be wounded against any of the anti-elite infantry shooting out there. X-Crins, I'm looking at you. How are you still only 135 points? Regardless, that stealth is going to be a dramatic break point in the amount of damage that shooting is going to get through to you. So this gives us a real opportunity to run infantry carpet Death Guard. This is awesome and it's freaking sick. Let's break down some of these enhancements because these enhancements just absolutely rock. So the first enhancement we have is going to be the droning chorus. I'm just gonna make this slightly larger. All right, cool. So it's gonna be the droning chorus. You're gonna choose one Death Guard infantry model, and all ranged weapons equipped by models in the bearer's unit have the assault ability. So now you can give assault flamers to your Death Shroud, for example. Having assault on plague marines with, I don't know, like melta guns and plasma guns, honestly, that's a good option. So having assault on your ranged weapons is a really decent choice. Then we're going to have the insectile mermation. This is going to be for a Death Guard infantry model only. Each time a model in the bearer's unit makes an attack that targets a unit within contagion range, you get to reroll wound rolls of 1. This is just generally very good. It's going to apply to shooting and melee attacks, and any melee will always be in contagion range. So it's effectively you just give your unit reroll wound rolls of 1. And on things like Death Shroud, they love this because they're already winning most infantry on 2s, a lot of other things on 3s. So this is actually really, really sick, and it's going to be a huge damage boost for just 20 points. I think we love that enhancement. We have the Rejuvenating Swarm, only 10 points. Super, super interesting one. Death Guard infantry model only. At the end of each phase, the bearer regains all of its lost wounds, so it forces you to one-shot a character. Now, characters are notoriously not that hard to one-shot, just because it's going to be, 6, 7 wounds. Really not the hardest thing to do, but what it certainly means now is that you can't just grenades and finish them off in melee with a pittance. And for only 10 points, I can see this being a real, real nice thing. Suddenly you put this thing on a Death Guard Demon Prince, for example, that could actually be a very real problem because Death Guard Demon Princes are not easy to one tap. That could be for real. Can we give a? Let me just check for a second. Can I get a Death Guard Demon Prince? Is that? It's gonna be a monster, so it's not gonna be infantry. But let me just look at this bad boy real quick. Where am I? Death Guard Demon Prince. Here we are. Yeah, I mean, dude's got a 2-up armor save, 4-up invulnerable save, T11 with 10 wounds. He's going to be giving out a 6-up field. Yeah, dude, you're taking this because now suddenly you're gonna take the foot demon prince. Oh, so I guess you can't give him this enhancement simply because he's a monster and not an infantry. Forgive me, I got a little ahead of myself. But regardless, I'm getting ahead of myself. But you're still going to take the demon prince because he's going to be giving a 6-up field of pain to all of your terminators. There are going to be stealth and -1 to wound a lot of times, especially in the case of the death route. So your army's gonna be durable as shit. All right, so you can't do that on the demon prince, but something else for 10 points. You're always gonna have 10 points left over. I think it's very, very valuable. All right, let's look at the next points of contention here. We have the Plague Veil. Plague Veil, Death Guard infantry model only. While this model's unit is within range of 1 or more objective markers that you control, that unit can only be so it gives the unit loan up 18, which is like good. It's just cool. I don't think this is something that you're really gonna build for, but real talk, I mean, having a unit of Blight Lords or whatever, and just having them hang out on your natural expansion, meaning they're never gonna get shot, is not bad. Or even just normal Plague Marines. So all the enhancements rock. I think every single one of them is very usable and quite good. Now we're going to get into the stratagem section of this. Guys, these stratagems kind of rock. Let me see if I can just kind of do this here so we can all see very well. All right, so let's start with nauseating paroxysms. You're going to have 1 Death Guard infantry unit from your army that is within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. And this is at the start of the fight phase for 1 CP. Select 1 enemy unit within engagement range. They have to take a battle shock at -1. Okay, I love this strat. It's super, super powerful. This is my favorite ability for Dante right now because Dante just wins games when he makes my opponents take battle shocks at -1 because that means suddenly you can't fight on death. Suddenly you can't armor of content. So there's just so many things that you can't do when you're battle shocked, and the -1 is a huge swing for this. I love this stratagem. Might not be something that we're going to use every single turn, but let's say your opponent is charging you and they desperately need 1 CP to give themselves Lance and +1 AP because you're playing against Gladius or whatever. Well, suddenly they're battle shocked. They can't do it. Their entire game plan is completely screwed, and they're in a lot of trouble. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The Droning Horror, which is in your shooting phase. 1 Death Guard infantry unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes a ranged attack, reroll hit rolls of 1. If you're within half range, if the attack targets a unit within half range, you get to reroll the hit roll. Plague Marines love this, especially when you start fishing for all of your freaking lethals, because you can still give them the same characters, right? You can still give the fights first, the crits on 5 with your lethals. You can still give them those characters and everything. There's going to be a lot of units that absolutely adore this ability. You stack this ability on the same character who also is giving you reroll wound rolls of 1. Suddenly, it is a doomsday unit. So amazing stratagem. If you don't like it, I think you're insane. Vermin Cloud, which is going to be 1 CP. Yeah, everything's 1 CP. This is going to be in the fight phase. 1 Death Guard infantry unit that your army has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model makes a pile-in or consolidate, it moves 6. You get a 6-inch pile-in and a 6-inch consolidation. Holy crap. So this Death Guard's biggest problem is their infantry are slow. Now you are getting a 5-inch scout move. You have access to a 6-inch pile-in and consolidate. This is a doomsday stratagem for this army. This creates so many opportunities. You're going to be able to tag so many things with it. This is like my favorite stratagem in the game. Just a 1 CP, you get to pile in and consolidate 6 inches. It's bonkers powerful. Dude, this is like, do I need to start playing Death Guard? I don't know. This is amazing. Then we have the Enervating Onslaught. Your charge phase, just after a Death Guard infantry unit from your army makes a charge move. Target a Death Guard infantry unit. So this is right after you make a after you make a charge. Select 1 enemy unit within engagement range of your unit, not vehicles and monsters. A d6 for each model in your unit that is within engagement range, adding 1 if it's not a cultist or pocketwalker, and then for every 5 ups, so basically 4 ups for most of these guys, you're going to suffer a mortal wound. So it's tank shock. You get infantry tank shock. That's great, because this detachment doesn't really want you to take vehicles, but you're going to be getting the tank shock still. This is sick. Mortals that you just put in the charge phase is brutally, brutally powerful. And then, guys, you can still take tanks. So other tanks can still use tank shock. So you can double tank shock, I suppose, which is, holy crap, is it powerful. Eye of the Storm, 1 CP in your shooting phase. 1 Death Guard infantry unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit, excluding blast, have pistol. Ugh! Oh my gosh. Could you imagine just getting blasted in the face when you thought you were safe from those plague marines, and then suddenly they just pistol you with meltas in the face? Um, super, super, super powerful stratagem. And then the last one will be Mephitic Invigoration. When your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, one Death Guard infantry unit that is within 6 inches of a friendly Mephitic Blight Hauler until the end of the phase. Each time an attack targets your unit, if the strength characteristic is greater than the toughness, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Okay, so now all of our Death Shrouds are always going to be -1 to be wounded, because that's just their ability when they're going to be led and stuff. And then with this strat, you can give one of your Blight Lords or one of your Plague Marines -1 to be wounded. Guys, this detachment is real. I am so excited about this. Like, I've never really been interested in Death Guard. This actually makes me interested in Death Guard. Just initial impressions right off the bat. I think you're probably going to end up dropping Mortarion here. Let me just do like a quick calculation here. How many Terminators can we actually realistically get into an army? I'm just going to open this up. Death Guard. I'm just going to use a list builder. I'm going to go over to New Recruit. I'm not sponsored or paid by them, but they do have the best list builder in the business. And I'm just going to add a force, and we're going to create the army. So, like, what could I actually do? I'm going to have 3 units of Blight Lords and 3 units of Death Shrouds. So Death Shrouds, I want them to be 6-mans. Man, that's really no big deal. Like, I mean, you get 3 10-mans of Blight Lords, which I'm not saying you would want to do that, but you could, and you can get 3 6-mans of Death Shrouds for 1590. I think your Blight Lords are probably going to stay 5-mans, to be honest with you. You might do 1 big 10 brick. But yeah, the other 2 are probably going to be 5-mans, and then you're going to throw in some Plague Marines. Guys, you can spam some crazy stuff in this army. Like, you get a lot of options. I think you really want a Demon Prince, because suddenly your Death Shroud are going to be -1 to be hit and shooting. They're going to be -1 to be wounded, because that's just their data sheet ability. And then they're also going to be with a 6-up Fiona Pain from that Demon Prince. This army is going to be a nightmare to kill. And you can't really be tagged, because you're just going to give yourself pistols. So you're going to blast anyone who tags you. Dude, this rocks. Anyway, go ahead and give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Share with your friends. I'm going to be doing one of these for pretty much every single thing that gets released. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, crump on and shower, even if you play Death Guard. All right. I love you. Bye.